Welcome, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the channel. Thanks for coming by. If you're new, go ahead and hit the subscribe channel. We'll do all that nonsense. But I will say this: Superman is just—it's not Zack Snyder, man. I guess that's about as good as I can say, right? I mean, I took my wife and two children, and we'll get into that, but I don't really think it's for smaller kids. But welcome, uh, James Gunn. He, all right. When this was announced, I said James Gunn was probably a mistake for this. Um, I just think that Superman should be held with a little bit more reverence, I think. And okay, I hear the woke stuff. I didn't really see it. You can see it if you're looking for it, I guess, with the whole Middle Eastern thing and him trying Lex trying to turn the country and the world against an alien. But I think the most wokeness I've heard about it is from the discussion about it. To be honest, like I feel like they're at the end that last week they were really pushing it. Like James Gunn says this, of course it's a political story, and like that's just how they are. I just think Hollywood can't keep that to themselves. Like they can't keep that part quiet. They have to go out there and say these things because yeah, and I think a lot of them it's just so tribalist. It's kind of modernizing it, yeah. They threw it in there. Just Superman was created for children, and it was created in 1938. So growing up, Superman was always, they called him the Boy Scout, but we were always like, it's Superman, And he curses in the movie, which I found odd, just because. And I'm showing my age here. The Christopher Reeve Superman never would have cursed in front of a child. They tried to do some campiness. Yeah, it's the best part of the movie for me is Guy Gardner. Um, just because well, they tried the campiness. It's James Gunn. You have to understand it's James Gunn. James Gunn to me is the Seth MacFarlane of superhero films, right? He's making the same thing over. He's making Family Guy over and over. He's making Guardians of the Galaxy over and over. This is just basically he wanted an ensemble. This movie is like a cat with a laser pointer. It's just everywhere. It goes from here, there. It's hard to follow the pacing. It gets a little rushed, and then it just slows down, and there are these long, drawn out scenes for no reason. Yeah, I like Guardians. I love the first one. The second one's okay. Haven't seen the third one. He's still trying to do that formula, right? All right, bro, we're gonna take the music, but we're gonna put a little distortion. It's gonna be a riff. It's gonna be like you're gonna picture a guy up on a rooftop playing this guitar riff. It's Superman, right? Member berries. Here we go. And why not just create uh, a different Superman theme? Which I get it. That is the Superman theme. That's like what we all think of. But I mean, James Gunn, he has to do that. He'll have to put in the trailer music. He'll have to do that. It's got to be usually classic rock or something like that, a pop song, some quips, some funny stuff like, "Hey, check it out, Rocket Raccoon." It's the same form. He's doing it with Crypto. He's like Guy Gardner is the brash, annoying asshole, which is Guy Gardner, right? And I feel you, Kayla. You're right. I didn't even see the last X-Men movie that they did of the I like First Class. I liked Days of Future Past, to be honest. But that one, the Age of Apocalypse, that's when it lost me. That's when I really got because I'm an Archangel fan. He's been done dirty too. Not as bad as Gene. Um, yeah, yeah, we are an X-Men house. Yeah, well, that's great. That's the way to be. And I don't. This movie, like, all right, I'll do an AAR, which is like Army. It's like a after action review. All right, three up and three down. For this, Three up. One, it's not Zack Snyder. Two, he's a believable Superman. It's not Henry Cavill. You had that, and you you blew it. Um, and there was some great. It was a good time. This is the first time you've really gotten to see Superman, I guess, let loose. But then again, like I don't want to spoil the movie like for you guys if you haven't seen it. It's just I kind of don't like how they opened it. It's I think James Gunn was wrong for this. He tried to cram too much. It's like he's got ADD or something. He's like, oh, we'll do this and do that and do this. And the high point for me is like I said, Guy Gardner, but they incorporate the Justice League international team like with the Max Lord and all that. If they had Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, that would be Chef's Kiss. But we can't have everything now, can we? You got to see. There's no Batman. I feel like Superman in this, he kind of gets his ass kicked like a lot, which is I mean, okay. But if that that's the case, I think Batman would probably wipe the floor with this clown at this point. Like you wouldn't stand a chance. Yes, it's not woke, and Superman is not gay. Nope. And and the three down. Oh my god, I got a lot of downs, but here's the three downs that really stick in my head. Uh, Too much of the dog, man. Um, I'm not gonna say anything about the language because that's not gonna go. It's not really. It's not gonna destroy the film for me. Um, like the Hawk Girl thing. Like I was talking to Michael Oden on the phone, and he said, and I bitched about it. Like every time they showed Hawk Girl in her uniform and she was flying, she was like shrieking like a hawk. And he said they do that in the comics. And I mean, I've read a lot of Hawkman, and I guess I maybe overlooked it, but I just don't think that translated well. Just I'm like it kind of came off a little CW for me. And the one thing that pissed me off the most about this movie is you didn't get the classic running into battle and pulling the chest open and the shirt to reveal the shield and the suit underneath. You didn't get that. I'm I feel like you gotta have that at least in the first, right? But you can't because that collar's so damn high. He's going to be wearing that suit. Was he got to fold the collar and then put the tie? It just did. I think they wrote that in the script, and then once they got that, he's like, "Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to cut that." So, but you, I just, man, I don't think you can keep having Lex Luthor as. I know that the, that's the thing, right? That's his better villain. I feel like you could have had him as the main villain, but maybe use like Parasite would have been a good one. But of course, you got and Kayla, you haven't seen it, so I'm not going to spoil it for you. You got the Ultraman, and I'm not going to reveal who it is, but it's quite predictable in the first 15 minutes of the movie. Um, so yeah, like I said, at least, and this doesn't make me. I feel like out of this and Fantastic Four, this one had the better chance to make more money and to have better reviews. I don't hold any hope for Fantastic Four and that. I've heard people that say they're not even going to see it. Uh, I don't know, man. For this cost me with like the kids ticket and like I guess a veterans discount at the theater. Cost me right I think $49 with the four of us. It's a 2.5 hour movie, so you get your money's worth there. But like I said with my kids, like there's some language like to hear asshole and shit and maybe bitch, and I'm not sure, but these are just minor gripes, and maybe I'm a prude, and my kids don't hear that language. And if you've talked to me and heard me talk, I mean, it's like breathing for me, cursing, but it's become almost like it's like quitting smoking or something to learn how to quit cursing around children. It's hard. Stop it, Kayla. And so, like, I don't have high hopes for this. I really have. I don't know who they've got coming in to build this X-Men universe and what they plan to do, but you would have to have some deep seeds for that one. Uh, Although I would, eh, they would never do it. Marvel would never do it, but like to do a like an Inferno storyline for X-Men to set up for that. Like you could work in Sinister in the beginning and Madeline Pryor and maybe Cable. I don't know, but now you got Deadpool and they're all playing in the same sandbox. I don't. I don't see how they're gonna write themselves out of all this, but everybody has trust in the Russos. Yeah, I don't blame you, hon. I don't. It's that like even the first X-Men, like it that was what we got. We were so happy to get it, and I'm just like, ah, I don't I don't see this happening, especially like after she died in the second one and they showed like the Phoenix under the waves or something. I'm like, oh, that's great, that's awesome. And I was just thinking about it in my head, and I'm like, they're going to just completely mess this up. And I was right. But I mean, X-Men 3, people say it didn't age it that bad. Yeah, it aged bad. It's not good at all. It is not good at all. But I hear, yeah, they were cast well. I wasn't a big fan of Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique. I wasn't a big fan of having Mystique to be this added to the X-Men and retcon into some like a founder. When they did First Class, I was so let down that they didn't go back and do um the first one. Yeah, she played a good Jean Grey. I mean, like, these people did the best with what they have, and that's the thing about the Superman movie. Like, I'm not gonna bash. I keep wanting to say corn sweat, but is that right? Let's just say the new Superman actor. It's a lot easier for me. But like, I don't know what his situation's like um going forward, but he did the best with what he had. You had, like I was saying, you had Henry Cavill. You had him. You just had it. You had it all. The Witcher, same thing. You had that. But it is what it is. We have what we have. Green Lantern costume was lame. I will say that my wife didn't understand the bowl cut. I had to show her some back issues from back in the day. She still doesn't understand why he would do that. I'm like, it's because he's got a screw loose. Um, but I just don't understand like what they were thinking with that costume. I am a gun basher. I no, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I even like the second one. It's not that bad because I do have an affinity for the cosmic side of Marvel. Like I like Eternity. I like all those like Eon and all those powerful beings and stuff. And those are just great creations. I knew what he had to do, like to get Kurt Russell to and all of that stuff. It worked. I just didn't see the third one because by that time I'm like, he did Suicide Squad, and that's a wacky zany version. It's just Guardians of the Galaxy over and over. I mean, Peacemaker is the same way. I didn't see that because it just doesn't interest me. I'm getting less and less. I'm getting more jaded, less and less interested in like the Cape stuff. Uh, Probably the '90s had some of the best comic book movies that people don't even remember anymore. Like Dick Tracy is up there with for me. My trifecta of the '90s would be the Phantom, the Shadow, and Dick Tracy. I love him. I love him. Love him. Love him. Yeah, we never got. That's good. It's crazy. I never thought of Kurt Russell as Nick Fury. I mean, he does wear a mean eye patch. I will say that. But, no, and then Supergirl showing up drunk, and that was explained to me that's from a storyline that I don't care really. But I'm just saying, you have children there, and I'm gonna sound like I'm like a out here thumping the Bible and saying keep the children away from keep their virgin eyes away from. But like I don't need to hear my children talk here. See a superhero talk about getting drunk. I get it. I get it. I know what you're doing, and they're not the target audience probably. People like me are. I understand it, and but they got Tom King involved, and I'm not a fan. Uh, but I'm assuming that she gets drunk because she's missing her entire planet. See, like I guess unlike Clark, she didn't come here as an infant. She came here as her whatever age she is now. So she grew up on Krypton and all that stuff. Yeah, I know. So I get it. And believe me, I'm not one to preach about drinking to get through emotional anguish. Believe me, I'm not. I'm not gonna judge you there. I used to do it on a hourly basis almost, but yeah, I get it. I just don't. I don't understand. What's up, Crenshaw? Thanks for coming out. Shadowpunk, what's up, fella? Um, so I just don't get his writing. I saw something, a page from him today, where it was just, I guess, page filler. It was just them repeating the same. It was a panel with a bunch of people repeating the same phrase. That's just lazy. It's just me. But like I'm a writing guy. It's kind of important to me. That's kind of what I do. Uh, I don't call myself a comic writer. I'm a storyteller. So like that's what I do. So, and I do have uh, something. There's this project I was a part of called Out of Obscurity, where we took a bunch of public domain projects, and this is going back to 2022, 2023. I don't even remember anymore. It's been so long. It would have been my first published work, but since then, I have done. That guy looks exactly like the guy that played Adam Warlock. I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah, and Lois Lane was okay. I just don't understand how she can suddenly drive a spaceship. Like I don't understand what a lot of the Justice Gang were there for in this movie. You know, it's like I wanted not use the Justice League because that would be too much of a cop out. Like, why? Like, where would I don't know. Where's the Flash and all the? Has he not met all these people? I'm just assuming he's met the heavy hitters by now because they said he's been in there about 3 years. That's probably long enough to have met, you know, everybody with the magic decoder ring and have the secret handshake. I guess the Kents were okay. Like the I don't know. They're supposed to be from Kansas. I've never been to Kansas. I'm from the East Coast, like Virginia. They talked a little bit more Southern, and they sound like they're from like deep Eastern Tennessee. Uh, so like I said, these are minor gripes. I'm not gonna sit here and bash it constantly, but it'll get a sequel, unless something really horribly goes wrong. It should, I guess. Maybe let James Gunn just take a step back. And, yes, in this case, let Tom King. Holy shit, Tom King fix things. Um, but it's and Nicholas Hoult, the guy who plays Lex, he did a great job. I don't think they thought that character through. Like some of that stuff, like he built a pocket dimension, but how are you on the internet with literal monkeys? Like how you get a Wi-Fi signal through a pocket dimension? Anyway, uh, I do electronics for a living, so that just popped in my head. Um, yeah, I guess we just keep coming back to at least it's not Zack Snyder. You know, the messaging in this movie, um, like I would say, it's very subtle. Like I think Lois has some very like when she's doing that interview with him about and it's in the trailer. He's like, people are going to die. Like she is giving him questions that he never would have thought of because it's just they're asinine to him. Like, why would he have to think of these things? Like the ramifications of stopping some people from firing missiles. You know, it's a messy thing, man. When you get into the middle of like an international conflict and start like, can you imagine if we had superheroes today? Like it would take the it would take the wrong activists to give superpowers to, and they would wreak havoc on this world. Like when someone doesn't think like you, and you start to get angry about it, and then start to number one, not just vocalize that anger, but start to internalize that anger and start to plan things and take it past words and discourse and just start. Man, it's just not cool. Like you can keep your thought. You have a right to say things. Unfortunately, you have a right pretty much to say anything in America. You know, I'm a free speech absolutist. You have the right to, like they say, you're not free from the consequences. Like you yell fire in a movie theater, like brother, there's some consequences to these things. But 5 years ago, when the world went nuts and a bug shut down the world, like you really started to see a fracture. Not only that, 4 years before when the Orange Man got elected, you started to see a lot of the masks slip with the media, academia, um, what you would call upper crust society types, like the ones that say they always want to help and they're the first ones to not be around or just to say, well, let's just raise taxes. But when you start to see, I think the fundamental difference between I like to call myself a centrist. I always have. Like I've been shoved and kicked and pushed to the right, and they lock the doors. It's like they lock the doors to the center, but we're starting to sneak in now. Got to come back to the middle because the center cannot hold without those of us that hold it up in the middle and look left and right and tolerate your bullshit, right? Um, but I'm starting to see like the just the abject like cruelty of people to punish someone and to take pleasure in punishing someone because you know you're looking for something to nail them on because they're not on your side or they don't agree with you on something. Um, what I see between left and right now is you see a lot of people on the right, they see people on the left, they look at what you call your soy boys and all that. I'm not gonna throw out names, but people on the right observe people on the left acting the way they do, burning things down and seeing all this, and they're saying, "Man, I don't understand these people. What can I do to convince you that we don't hate you? I mean, that we're not what can we do? You're just they're just misunderstood. They're still our brother. They're still our sister. Meanwhile, you flip that, and the left person on the left looks at someone on the right that I guess say, let's just say, wears a red hat and waves an American flag. Right away, they look at them and say, "I hate this person," or "This person shouldn't be allowed to speak or be on Twitter." Like that that is that is the fundamental misunderstanding that I see. Like everybody just needs to step back and take a breath. And like I always say, I say it on social media a lot, and it maybe doesn't get translated, but here's the words right out of my mouth. Um, Humanity, the results may vary, right? Be a post hyphen American, which means if you come here, I don't care where you're from. I don't. I really don't. But if you come here to be a part of what we have going on, and if you can add something as positive as our society and contribute and not just take, and then turn around and shit on the people giving you things. It just blows my mind how like, oh, give me this, you owe me this. Oh, man, F you. What? I'm sorry, no. And then you had this thing go out last week that everybody's like, you see it, they're like, well, Superman's an immigrant. And then they're just smiling. It's like, how does that make you feel? It doesn't make me feel any different from you saying it because number one, it's a fictional character. Two, if you want to unpack the immigrant versus refugee status, let's go ahead and do that. He is an intergalactic refugee who was taken in, adopted by Americans, given Judeo-Christian values, and set upon the world with these amazing powers, guided by a moral compass from Judeo-Christian values given to him by a two-parent household in America, in the in the Midwest, with values like hard work, determination, being kind to your fellow person. He embodies that so much that a legion of superheroes was created in his image, in his values, right? I mean, you just got to stop. You just at some point you can listen, and if they don't have anything positive to say anymore, just stop listening. But take the opportunity to just listen. Like I listen to the what you would call the other side. I have many other sides, I guess, that I listen to, just so I can get the whole story. When I see people having YouTube documentaries or or a thread on Twitter, that's one side, and then the person or people or group that they're talking about will respond. That's two sides. It's usually not the truth. Because I know that's not the truth because that's how that's structured. Because you always have a predetermined personal bias to warp whatever you're saying to fit your argument. It's just the way we're wired. It's just what we do. Like we all have differences. It's and I hate to quote people like we collective. That's why collectivism works because you are stronger together. But if but if you start nitpicking all of these things, like, or if you're not in lockstep with 99%, 100%, if you don't believe in 1% of what we believe in, you're not one of us. That man, that's crazy. That herd sheep mentality is for the birds, and like you're not gonna get anywhere. Like compromise, society is built on compromise. You have to. And it's just the way it is. And you got elections coming up, and then it's constant. It's constant, like a power struggle every 2 years, and I'm tired of hearing it. Tired of hearing if X gets into power, people are gonna die. Dude, people die every day. I'm sorry. Like we have got to move past all of this, identification and I just can't do it. Like let's just be a post hyphen American. That's all. Like it's just like I was in the army. I was look. They looked at me and said, "You're not white. You're green." Looked at the black guy. You're not white. You're green. Looked at the Mexican guy. You're not white. You're green. That's all red on the inside. Like I don't see all of that, and people like I went to an like I grew up kind of like in rural areas, but like when we moved into like edge of the city, I had to switch elementary schools. I was about second grade. It was 90% black kids, man. And in case I'm not black. Many of you have seen me. I'm not. I'm part Native American, like 5 generations removed by now, I would think. But I mean, I can get a good tan, but I'm not black. They did not like me being at that school. That was the first time. When people say, "When was the first time you ever encountered racism?" That was it. That stuff. We were little kids. You don't learn that. Like I learned what it was because someone taught their children that. You got to stop. Like and they say, "Well, it's easy for you to say get over it when you didn't experience it." With Jack, you didn't experience it either. And I don't want to hear about generational pain and stuff like that. Like we all dealing with something. Yeah, you're right. Like they want to put everybody in a label, put everybody in a box, put in a label, put it on a certain shelf, and say, "Don't talk to the other boxes. They don't like you." I'm sorry. You're not going to tell me who I should and shouldn't talk to. Like I like it. I was in the military and in high school. I talked to everybody. I'm a gregarious person. I don't talk to strangers. But like I'll go up and talk to somebody at a party if it's boring. I would have to be the one to talk or to entertain and tell jokes or do an impression of somebody. I mean, my God. But I think people were trying to use this film as like they politicized it. They really did. And will it make $1 billion? I don't know. I predicted it'd probably make over 300 on the weekend. I was wrong. Um, but time will tell. Time will tell. I guess that's pretty much it for the Superman section. Unless you guys got any questions on that or want to talk about that. Um, so I kind of wanted, if I were doing this movie, like I said, it was Lex. It's not a bad film. It's a James Gunn film. It's gonna entertain you. You're gonna have some parts where you're like, that's there are a couple scenes. There was one where I don't remember what happened, but they'd pan back and Superman's standing there against the clouds. And there's a bunch of sun behind him. You just see a silhouette, and I'm like, that's like a god, right? And then like the Green Lantern stuff was great, but all you had to do was just add some Fleischer Superman to it. Have him have a gigantic laser that's in a mountain or something that you're gonna like cut off half of the country. I know Superman, but have him like pushing against the laser and he's like fighting in the air or something with one hand, and he finally dismantles the laser and picks it up and throws it into the sun. Some cool shit like that. And then instead of, and I don't know if it was an actual movie, but in the trailer or some clips I saw, I know when he went to look for crypto, he called Lex the loser. Superman doesn't talk like that. But it's modernized. So and he should have just actually the way that Lex and Superman met for the first time, the best one was Superman the animated series, where he just shows up at the end of the episode, like outside of his window or something, and hovers down slow. Is like, we need to talk. He's like, every time I'm gonna be there. Like they should have did that. That would have snapped Lex at the end. And but yeah, that's Snuggie. But it's just I don't know, man. Like I expected better, and people are like, "Well, you expect too much." I think we should have high expectations, right? Yeah, and I kind of wanted to go see Jurassic Park. Like I'm a sucker for that shit. And people are like, "Oh, it's dumb, it's terrible." So stop letting 45-year-old men tell you what to watch on the internet. It's the same thing as letting a fucking retarded singer tell you who to vote for. Stop. Make up your own mind. I am interested to see how long they're going to keep it in the theater, right? To see how long it's going to take to uh go to streaming, because I know a lot of the directors are pissed. I know I don't want to say his name. I can't say his name. The guy who did the Dune movies, I know he was righteously pissed about going to streaming immediately. Christopher Nolan doesn't like it. And by the way, uh people said woke Hollywood's gone. And I can't believe it, man. I think this Odyssey movie is going to be chock full of like a Hollywood wish list of people they want to use in the films, like for messaging and such. So I like this. I'm a I'm a Gardner fan, so I think it was like, and to quote Michael Oden, Nathan Fillion understood the assignment. He did. He got it. I, I think the uniform's terrible. I'm guessing that like they tried to have some kind of like team uniform or something, and he just got the jacket over top of it, but it kind of didn't work. Yeah, I don't really like the crypto thing. Like, dude, Superman really had to be saved by a woman and a dog on multiple occasions. If you want to take that big high hua hua testosterone take, yeah, that happened. I still haven't seen this little Odyssey teaser. I know it's it's kind of broken Michael Oden a little bit, but for all the right reasons and the funny ones. But yeah, filmmaking films are just it's getting to the point where they need to just kind of go back to basics. Like I said on maybe on the first live stream, like I went and watched Kroll, like the set design and the practical effects. I know you don't need to do any of that stuff now, but they need to get back to telling stories, and instead of saying here's a live action version of a cartoon or here's a cartoon of a live action. They're just remaking everything, rehashing everything. Like this Doomsday thing, like I don't know how they're gonna do that. Yeah, these movies were great because they knew, like, because that was like, I guess the '70s was really the birth of like the B movie, but it became an institution in the '80s. Like you had literal B movie studios, right? And but it was just at the end of the day, tell a good story, tell something fun. We can work around all the other shit. You just got to be, you got to want it. You just got to be, just have a little bit of ingenuity. Yeah. And so, I mean, and that's why they're making '80s movies now. Like they were great. Oh, I did. Did you guys see the? There's like a little teaser for the Mortal Kombat 2, but it's a movie trailer for a Johnny Cage movie or something. And then I actually saw the trailer, but oh my god, it is hilarious. You guys should go watch it. I'm not gonna watch it here. I don't even really know how to run YouTube on this right now, so um, I couldn't even get the 30-second countdown. So whatever. But I will say this. Let me see. There's that button. Yeah, the full trailer looks pretty good. Anyway, this is page one for the Superman story I did. We finally got the colors back. It was a long time coming, man. Like I took Son of Tarzan, which is his name's Korak. Um, so we got 6 pages. People got more because they ran out of real estate, but I took it as a challenge to try to do a complete story in 6 pages. So what we have here is Korak is he's not a teenager anymore like he was in the comic books. This is him as like I guess you would say like the old man Logan version is him the got arthritis, got he's a senior citizen and he's still hanging on to the jungle. Tarzan's gone. Um and they're burning the forest down and the Russians are coming looking for minerals and shit. Pretty cool story. Um he he's kind of like I guess a Batman version of Tarzan. It's just like really no words, one or two words, and then just straight ass kickery. So it was fun to write. I did Luke Stone did some of the artwork, and I had this one guy that kind of crapped out halfway through it when he realized that um he wasn't getting like a portion of the crowdfunding profits or something. I explained it to him in the beginning, but whatever. And so Luke finished it up. He did the colors, and Paul from AGE Comics, he's doing the letters right now. So, like I said, this is it's like 2 years late. So everybody talks about late books, but late books because Luke was building a crowd. This is right when Fund My Comic was being built, so this got pushed to the wayside. It was like actually one of the first uh, uh, campaigns on Fund My Comic a couple years ago, and so it got bigger and bigger, and then Luke had to move. And I'm not making excuses for Luke, like I did my part. I was one of the first people to turn in my scripts, got the artwork and all that stuff, yada yada, everything set up. Uh, no, the rest got nothing to do with me, man. But it's finally coming out. We should be going to print in the next week. I think he said he was gonna try to have the PDF to everybody probably either tomorrow or the next Friday after that. Well, I know it's not gonna be tomorrow because I don't think this is gonna be lettered by then. But I don't know. It was fun to write. I got the headband in there. Went back and got to read some old Korak stuff. It's always good when you get to go back and read some older stuff. Like there's so many public domain characters. I was overwhelmed. Um, but yeah, that's fun. That was fun. So yeah, thanks, Luke. I kind of wanted like a little classic, almost like a watercolor type thing. I don't know who drew it, but like the old Prince Valiant stuff. But yeah, it's gonna look good. I think they might actually be using well no, it's gonna be too big. I thought they were gonna use that newsprint thing from Pete Samedi, which I think it's a cool idea. Um, newsprint's got that certain smell. You never forget it. Um, but yeah, and then of course we got that's right, Creatorverse, bring it on, bring it on. Yeah, and then probably here in a couple weeks we're gonna drop the sign up page for the Mythicals trade. We're gonna collect the first 3 issues and a nice little 12-page mini comic featuring our little buddy Samuel and his origin story. So I used to like to do that. Or used to wonder about stuff like that when I was reading comics when I was a kid. Like, well, wow, how did they get here? What's their origin story? Like, not knowing I got to read, 10, 12 issues, and it's called storytelling. Like, when you're 8, you don't. realize all that. But and then I got to thinking the Masters of the Universe, like the mini comics that would come in with the figures and give you like a little spiel, like in their little origin story and their how they tie into this all this. So I was like, I'll do that for Sam. I got a lot of uh I guess you would call fan mail or something in comments, and people went back to book, especially when they came to book three. Like Samuel's so great, and it's good to hear. Because uh, like I hate to use the word creators, but like I say, I'm a storyteller. But those of us that you know make these creative things, uh, it means the world that somebody takes the time out of their day to say something like that. Because it's not really about me. I mean, you guys can come in here and we can talk Doritos all the time. Oh, dude, I did have these organic or whatever they call them, naked Doritos or whatever the hell they are, just some kind of healthier version of the. I mean, it's made by Doritos, but it's like this white, spicy white cheddar. So, oh my god, those were shit. So, yeah, be on the lookout for those. I still haven't gotten to try those barbecue ones. Damn it. But I mean, just the ranch ones are just gross. We're not gonna rehash this. This is my channel. Um, but they're gross. And somebody's sharing like I remember a couple years ago they had like a dip or something that's just like sour cream and ranch. Ugh, gross. But yeah, and I appreciate the comments, guys. That's the goal is to get better. If you're not getting better, I mean, what do you? If you're not even trying to get better, what are you doing? Like if you're just pushing it through just to push it through, and, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta make like this is fun for me. Like when this is not fun, especially if it's not paying well, if it's not fun, what are you doing? Like if it pays well, that's cool, you know. But like this isn't how I feed my family. It would be cool to do that one day. Like I mean, I have a lot of ideas. I got a lot of like it's you see me on social media and it's the same for everybody who's doing this. Like I'm sure like in the back they're talking with their buddies like check this out and they're doing shit and constantly working on stuff. But like my Twitter feed it's been kind of non-existent the past couple weeks because I'm just taking some time off, man. Just relax. Like I go to work and I have a great job that affords me the time to fuck off a little bit when I'm running diagnostics or something, and then uh, my breaks are flexible, and then I can take a longer lunch if I want to. See, here lately I've been, like I said, I'm doing this 12-page thing, and I don't want to ruin his name, but like, is it Ibai or Ibai Canales or whatever? He's from Spain. He's in America right now, but he's going back to Spain. He's doing the interiors for this. So like this whole no, thank you. Like this whole thing I'm doing here is just like the Mythical Screw, like that book. I look at it as like a band, right? With this right now, what I'm doing is this kind of yeah, like a little side hustle. Like it's like kind of me being solo and then taking a little bit more production uh reins here. Um, so but I'm finding as I was writing this because like Samuel is funny naturally, but he's like that surly asshole. Like I describe him as like the 200. He's worked at the DMV for 250 years, so nothing gets past him. You can't make him smile. It's very hard to get him to laugh. Like he's just so jaded that he cannot stand it. And it's funny for everybody just to see him interact with actual people because truth be told, he doesn't really like these people. He doesn't want to hang out with these people. At the end of the day, do you think he wants to go have a beer or a bowl of catnip with any of these people? Fuck the hell no. But how did he get that way? Like something really, really bad had to have happened to take a little playful, wide-eyed kitty that could just make your heart melt into what you've seen the past couple issues. What you see in this case, 400 some odd years later. He's been around a while. He was like as you'll see, like he got here in late 1600s. So he and I found like and I'm not an emotional person. Like I say, I don't have any emotions really. Um, so he it's sad. Like for a second, like when I was writing a page, I was like, oh my god, that is heartbreaking. This poor fella, like betrayal and being lied to, that can ruin your outlook on humanity and people. But believe me, communism, yeah, it's an evil ideology. No, 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 no Doritos for that cat. No, 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 no. I don't know. I did hear something that cats are lactose intolerant and we always give them milk. That's strange. So, what have you guys been reading in the chat? I did finally finished Band of the Crow. Loved it. Man, that dude's so good. I'm I'm proud to know him and all you guys too. Um, Arvid's one. Arvid's a real one, and that right there, you can tell that guy, that team writes some damn comics that they think people are going to want to read because that's something they want to read, right? Like this wasn't going through the motions for those guys, you know. This was they've been working on that for a while. It's an idea. Once you get that idea and like I have a science fiction idea that's just it's growing. I'm about to go on vacation at the end of the month, and so once I dump this little story off to the editor and to come back and he because Canales is really fast and it's only 12 pages, so my goal is to get this trade off to the printer by Christmas, and then maybe by New Year's start fulfilling and all that stuff. But we'll see. But after that, I'm just going to be writing this science fiction story for a while. Like the mythicals 4 through 7 is pretty much already written. Like as far as I would just need to take like a first pass all of them. But oh yeah, I love those boxes he gave because I'm used. He gave me two of them because I got the first like the preview book, and then he sent me another one with. I got the map, and so he uh he gave you these little white little like boxes, collector's boxes that are laminated. It's got Band of the Crow. Shoot, dude, I'm using those for travel. Like you can load up probably, I'd say about this 10 maybe floppies in there. That way they're not loosies rattling around in my backpack or something. So I just put them in there. I did that when we went to Florida a couple months ago. I put a bunch of comics in there. So yeah, I'm slowly whittling my stack away. I finished Band of the Crow. Hmm. I started Rom the Space Knight thanks to Aldous' recommendations. Uh, got a lot of books because of his recommendations. We'll shoot the shit and and DMs and stuff. And like I was gone from comics for so long, but I like it a lot. Uh, I'm getting spacey, y'all. Yeah, it's great. I mean Buscema. I mean, how are you gonna some of those poses are just so classic. I'm like, yeah, it looks like I look at him like it looks like somebody ripped off Buscema. Oh, that is him. But some of those poses are just so classic. When I remember when I was a kid trying to draw, I'm like, yeah, some of those when he's like flying through the air, I'm like, those are classics. Um, yeah, it's good stuff. I can't believe I missed it. I think I always thought that it was a like a toy. I guess it did start out as a toy, and it got so popular. The comics were good. Like here's the thing, like if it's good, like, it cannot be denied. You can't stop it. I mean, so I mean, it's really good. I mean, the panel layout, the layouts, and all that stuff, and it's just great. I'm gonna have to do a stream on it when I get done with this. I got the Epic Collection, the original Marvel years. It's good stuff. It's about 400 some pages. Good stuff. And so, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm getting into that stuff. Um, like I'm working on. I can't tell you guys about the sci-fi project. A couple people do know about it. So, but that's way far down the road. That's going to be the first. like I guess you would say big boy book for me, like a graphic novel, like an official one, versus like do you know I don't want to get into the semantics of what is or what isn't a graphic novel, what makes it. You can call it whatever you want. Um, so yeah, exactly. Like I remember seeing it when I was younger. I'm just like, oh, that kind of looks lame. It looks like a robot. I wasn't really into robots. Like I'll be I'll be 44 in less than a month now. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So when I was a kid, like when I became like what I call self-aware, is like being like a nerd and being into stuff like the Thundercats had just hit. The Thundercats were the big thing, right? So Transformers it was kind of on its way out. It was like after the movie had come out, and it was I guess what they call it, Generation 3 or 4, whatever. But the GoBots were, let's face it, they were lame. But all of He-Man was just on reruns. The first real like new phenomenon, I guess, that hit for me was the Ninja Turtles. Because when the Ninja Turtles hit, nothing else mattered. Like after the cartoon premiered, you go to like all of the yard sales in my neighborhood. Every single person was selling Thundercats, He-Man, Transformers, GI Joe, all of it. Um, oh man, I got so into the Ninja Turtles. Like I'm talking, I had curtains, I had the bedspread, the sheets, Converse, high tops of the turtles. It was nuts. I In one year I got the blimp. I never had the party wagon. Not complaining much, um, but I did have the blimp. That was kind of cool. But then it got to be annoying because I had to blow up the blimp each time, and so nah, no, they don't fit anymore. I've put on too many IPAs. I can't fit into those underoos. Um, but I don't know. The turtles were just, and we'll never see anything like that again. I mean, I guess Pokemon is probably the only equivalent. Power Rangers, maybe, but I think the Ninja Turtles was probably the first real white hot shit property that I ever experienced. I was, I, I guess what Power Rangers was like 93. Uh, I didn't get into the Power Rangers. All that, I guess I should say Sentai, hentai is something different, right? That shit's stupid to me. I'm not saying manga is stupid, and I'm not going to turn this into a manga rant. It just the hyper detailed stuff, what you would call the drawtism. Some of these pages I see that are, yeah, they're legit, man. But if it's just that like that round face, wide eyed shit, like was it One Piece? To me, like One Piece is just like slice of pizza. To me, that's all I think about. I don't. Oh, which figure? Oh man, I had Baxter Stockman. I had a shit ton of figures. Like when we go to these conventions and we have this like little it's like a little retro store that has all of this shit. I put my flyers up for my comics there. And they have comics too. But dude, I look at some of those and it's like drunken recall almost. Like I had that figure. I don't even know what that is, but I had that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Baxter Stockman was a good one. I had the metal Michelangelo. It was like the robot version of their robot or whatever. Yeah, I had a lot. And see, I was an only child until I was 18. So sorry, I got spoiled. I got all the toys. It's all mine. Uh, and my mother, like, and God bless her, my mother, she was, my dad, he had me on the weekends. Yeah. But my dad did take me to, and I think my dad didn't really understand culturally how important the Ninja Turtles was until we went to see the movie, which I guess that was what, like 1990? And I remember going to the mall, which is a parking lot now, or it's just a bunch of piles of rubble because they tore it down except for the Belk, which is very strange. But uh, I remember in the parking lot, standing in line all the way, like, almost to our car. My dad just looked at us and said, "What in the hell is going on?" I was like, "I told you we needed to get here early." He said, "This is for the movie." I was like, "Yeah." And my dad just, like, he's kinda blown away, right? 'Cause my dad's basically a hillbilly. Uh, I don't think he's seen a movie in the theater this century, to be honest. Uh, and so, he was just looking around like, "What the fuck is going on?" And we got in there, and it was just so that was insane. Like, I don't think people really understand what that was like. Because I was 10 years old. Because those were big years, like, for me. Like, the next year, Image Comics happens. I was 10 years old, right? And so, like, my dad got we got there. Sorry, I got distracted. And so we got in the parking lot, and my dad was like, "What the hell's going on?" And the theater was packed. 3 tickets later, it sold out after us. That's how crazy it was. My dad's huddled in this theater, and I think he liked it because at the end, he was like, "Oh, they're definitely making a sequel." And so, man, it that was crazy. Like, but before me, it was my cousin, it was the Transformers movie, like, they killed Optimus Prime. I I love the Transformers movie. I watch it probably every couple of years. My sons love it, and that's the thing, like, my mom, she knew I loved the Ninja Turtles. I remember one like, the Ninja Turtle video game, uh oh, we're going off on a tangent here, aren't we? Um, I I got that game, and I was terrible at it, but she, like, tried to, she didn't even tell me she got it for me, like, she put it underneath my pillow, so, like, when I went before I brushed my teeth that night and went to bed, and I put my hand underneath there, and there it was. It was like, "You couldn't have told me, like, 3 hours ago, I could've been playing this." So the next day when I woke up, that was all I could think about all day was, like, "I gotta go home and play this." There's this section where you have to defuse these bombs underwater. It's like a maze or something. Holy shit. And I think that's when I realized, looking back on it, that's when, like, those were early signs of me being able to, like, address problems. So I took all this notebook paper. I mapped the whole thing out. Like, I went and found all these little jellyfish and, like, shit, because you gotta try to do it when you don't so you don't run out of air. And so I remember on my bed, there was, like, probably 10 sheets of notebook paper where I had just, sketched the whole thing out, and then I taped it together, and anytime my friends came over, I would be like, "Right there. It's the easiest way to get through it." But yeah, uh, and those are fun, man, because I don't play video games anymore. Like, I haven't since the Xbox 360. Like, the Batman, what was it, Arkham Origins, I can tell you that was the last video game I bought. Probably the last one. It's definitely the last one I'll buy for myself. Um, I'll play the Wii with the kids, and he's starting to get a little good at it. But I saw the Zelda news today. I'm glad it's a chick. Yeah, they're all flipping out that it's not this transsexual chick that played I think she was Pinhead in the Hellraiser movie. I don't care about that because it's kind of ambiguous if you read the Clive Barker stuff, which Clive Barker is a weird dude. He writes some weird shit. He's out there. He's I can only imagine what his personal life is like. But people are flipping out about that. Flipping the fuck out. Like, it should have been her. This was perfect casting. Why? Because his or her, she's ears are pointy in the picture that you're showing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Uh, Personally, I don't think Zelda should be like a live action. They should just do like what they're doing with the Mario Brothers movies. Hello, Aldous. Welcome aboard. Um, like, just do that. You're capable of so much more. Like, I love those games. I made maps for those too when I was a kid, because I used to have like, my older cousin, he's like 7 years older than me, and so I guess this has been like what, like 86, 87, somewhere around there. He would go to be off with his friends or whatever, and I would sneak into his room, and this is where, like, it was almost like I was trying to be like a spy, because he would do everything short of, like, do like a fingerprint analysis of me being in his room, because that's where his Nintendo was. I would unwrap his controller because he had OCD. He would wrap everything up and put everything in back. I would have to put everything back because my grandmother, she'd be like, just put everything back. So I'd go in there and like play Zelda. I made maps for that shit too. So, but I don't think that like I don't think it should be live action, but I'm interested. I, I because of I almost think the Lord of the Rings trilogy was like peak fantasy filmmaking. Like you, and yeah, I'm not touching nerve, but you can go into Game of Thrones and maybe go that far. That's it. But there wasn't as much CGI outside of the dragons and stuff. Like production value. Obviously, it's a TV show, but like those two, like that was it. Like I haven't seen. There's nothing else. All the CGI, the stuff that they're doing now, like it just doesn't look great. Like it almost looks like it's gone 5 years backward onto what it could have been. Because I was watching like Avengers Endgame the other day. It was on cable. Like it was that scene where it's so horrible. But like the Hulk in the diner, it's basically Mark Ruffalo just with glasses. I'm just like, man, like really, dude, how did it look better in the original Avengers movie than it does now? Like, and I don't know if it's who they're outsourcing to do all this stuff. Like I hear it's like a bunch of teams out of Canada. No offense, but it is Canada. So, um, but yeah, you would just. I don't think Nintendo. They're like Nintendo dropped the ball. People do realize that Nintendo is a Japanese company, and they're. I don't want to use the word base, but they're they're quite conservative when it comes to everything. They're not gonna. I don't think what was it Miyamoto. I don't think he's gonna sign off on putting a Troon or whatever you want to call them as Princess Zelda because in the end, because I watched a documentary, that's the one that's very personal to him because he wrote that when he was a kid. He used to go to this cave and pretend like he was, like a he would find a sword and he was like a mat. That's the genesis of all of that. Nintendo, all of it. You you think he is? You think he is gonna allow you people to say, "Oh, no, 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 so sorry, we're going to put a tranny. It's a Zelda." No, no, that shit ain't gonna fly. That'll make that weird ass hair of his just fall right off his head. Goku looking fool. But yeah, we have a very small. So sorry. We're gonna shitty walk. But yeah, it's I'm interested in it because I think that like to me the best video game I've ever played. Wait, that's a tough. The best one I've ever played would be Ocarina of Time. My favorite one would be Soul Reaver. Still kind of waiting on that Kickstarter to fulfill. I don't think there's a tariff on paper, but I could be wrong. Yeah. So you know what are the rice Doritos that make your penis very small? Maybe that's what it is. The Japanese people eat Cool Ranch Doritos like a lot. But yeah, I mean, it's just people flip out over the stupidest thing because we're a reactionary society now, right? Like the Epstein files. I think that's why a lot of these people are so pissed off. Like the big accounts. It's because they don't have content. That's what it is. They wanted that content and wanted that juiciness. Those access people, your people with the glasses and the styled hair, it just think that it would, they just want content. Now, do the people deserve answers? Oh, absolutely. But like I said, it's a touchy subject when you get into what they're talking about. Me personally, I just worry about the safety and security of my family. That's the main thing I worry about. So I don't know. It is what it is. Like you can't please everybody. Like it would have to be all or nothing. And let's be honest, when it comes to the political class, it'll never be all. Like you can't satisfy anyone. When you try to please everyone, you're gonna please no one. So shut up, Otis. Like it just I don't know, dude. At this point I don't care because they've made such a big deal about it. Like they fumbled the ball. Like the messaging on this was all right. I don't wanna I feel like Pam Bondi's kind of like a pick me girl. You know, like she's like, oh, pick me. Like, aren't I doing a great job? Like, you shouldn't be speaking. To be honest, the attorney general, in my opinion, shouldn't really be speaking to the public unless it's, hey, we just locked up such and such. That's it. You know. But everybody wants to be on television. That's the difference between I think what they call oh yeah, what they call the performative outrage and you know succumbing to moral relativism. But as Rush Limbaugh said, you know, like politics, folks, it's Hollywood for the unattractive. That's all it is. Like Chuck Schumer, that guy can't even read anything without looking down every three lines. So, like, I can't stand politicians. Like, and honestly, we have some disagreements, but we're lockstep when it comes to like, if you're pissed off at whoever runs your state or your locality, um, don't vote for these people if they've been in office for 20 years. Vote for the incumbent. Now, make sure match your values, but take a chance on a new guy because there's that chance that they're not, you know, morally, financially, spiritually corrupt. I mean, I live 3 hours from Washington D.C. I have spent a lot of time in Washington D.C. in my younger years. F that town, dude. It sucks. Not, it's built wrong from the ground up. And when they say, "What do you mean?" Take your pick. All of it. It's built wrong. But so yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's yeah. Gladiator is my favorite movie. I did not see the sequel because sometimes I think things just stay the way they are. Like the Spaceballs thing. My buddy is so pumped about it, and I don't understand why. Um, I is there a comedy that has done just that deserved a sequel that has been okay? And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. And there is for me. Police Academy 2 is way funnier than the original. If you especially if you just take out like the whole Blue Oyster Bar scene in the first one, not even close. Not even close. Because you had Bobcat's Goldway to it, and that's just funny, man. It's gold. And like, was it Commandant Lassar? Oh, we have plenty of fine recruits. It's a good movie. I watched it not too long ago, edited, of course, and it was still funny. Still funny. But if I think of a lot of in recent memory, The Hangover, that first one was funny. It didn't deserve any sequels. Porky is great. The sequel, not so much. Anchorman. Why did you make a sequel to Anchorman? Why did you make a sequel to Dumb and Dumber? That oh my god! Like if I hope I hope I hope John Carpenter's got a lot of contracts going on. He's like, you cannot remake any of my movies or sequels without my personal approval, or I'll sue your ass into oblivion. Like, why? I think they did make a prequel to The Thing. I don't know if he was involved, but I didn't see it. But I think The Thing is kind of untouchable, to be honest. I like John Carpenter's vampires. That is low key like one of my favorite vampire movies. Oh, yeah, Scary Movie 2 is kind of fun. Yeah. See, I get them confused though. Like I just know the second one, and the second one is when they go to the haunted house or something, and they got I just call him Tobias, the guy from Arrested Development. He plays a guy in a wheelchair. It's pretty funny. Who the hell said that? Bon Jovi? Oh my god, dude, I hate Bon Jovi. Like I'm just ooh, well, I got on a limb here. John Bonham dying saved Led Zeppelin from being a failure in '80s hair metal. Oh my god, because a guy at work showed me something that because Robert Plant doesn't. He's like, I'm not going to perform Stairway to Heaven anymore. That's fine. I've heard it before. I don't need to hear it anymore. But he just hangs out with all these. I mean, kudos to him. They're a bunch of lovely young ladies, but they they no 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 no. I didn't praise the sequel. I was oh yeah, they did make that's the oh my god, Bon Jovi with the fucking surfboard. Holy shit, that was a terrible movie. No. Oh my god. Oh, it was so bad. He had like stakes in the surf. Like I don't know which was worse, that or like the Lost Boys sequel. The Tribe. Oh god, that's even worse. Yeah, Bon Jovi. Oh. Oh my god. I remember insult Triumph the Insult Comic Dog said it best. He's like, Bon Jovi's music is like poop going back into the butthole. Yeah. Yeah, I mean I love Led Zeppelin, but Robert Plant's hanging out with a bunch of countrified women that play mandolins and banjos. Like I grew up in that stuff. Like my uncle's in a prominent bluegrass band in the area up and down the East Coast. I don't care. If you're force fed something as a child, you're not going to enjoy it as an adult. I firmly believe that. It's why a lot of kids don't like broccoli. So man, I'm not down with that. So like I saw, and we're gonna have some words. I know. I like Kiss. I'm sorry. I don't like their '80s work, but that's that's not a flex. Trust me, it's not a flex. Although I did get laid one time at a bluegrass festival. It was great. My dad on his weekends when he would have me, that's where he would take me. So I would take my guitar and try to play anything but what I heard around me. So, but Kiss was great, man. Like Kiss, I saw them in their '96 reunion tour when they first got the makeup and stuff. And I've seen. Oh, you want to hear me flex, man? I've seen a lot of bands, a lot. Like I saw the Grateful Dead. This is my biggest flex. I saw the Grateful Dead like a month, maybe a month and a half before Jerry Garcia died. If I'd have known that that was going to happen, I probably would have paid more attention. I was with my friend. It was right the summer before ninth grade. It's the first time I'd started partaking in certain herbage. And no, it was in Virginia, not West Virginia. No, so so we oh God, man, damn it, you derailed, you're derailing. So yeah, I saw I saw the Grateful Dead, I saw the Kiss there. I mean, and I've seen a lot of bands, like pretty much you name them, I have seen them. There, I have a lot of regrets. A lot of bands I haven't seen. Uh, of course, I'm near Charlottesville, Virginia, so unfortunately I've seen Dave Matthews Band more than once. Uh, and so, but Kiss is the best show I have ever seen. The best show, not the best concert I've ever been to. Uh, Rush R30 tour, probably up there in the top three. I've seen Fish probably 15, 16 times. I believe it or not, people know me and talk to me. I had dreadlocks for about 90 days in the '90s. No, there's no photographic proof. I couldn't take it anymore because I get oily hair and it started to smell. But I just couldn't live it. I guess I couldn't live that hippie life anymore. Like it's still part of me, you know. Like I still believe in compassion and acceptance, but I do have a limit. I do have my limits. Um, if you're a rational human, I got nothing for you. You can just move on. That's about it. Uh, yeah, Kiss freaked you out? No, come on, man. Ooh, do tell. Oh, Caleb, dude, you have no understand. You don't understand. That dude is a prick. He is. I used to hear stories like when he used to go party, he used to have a mullet too. He used to have like Kentucky waterfall. Like I'm talking like Kenny Powers. Uh, he used to show up at parties and they'd be doing or whatever. He just take everything and like throw it off the table and stand up on the tables and start playing as like a shtick or whatever. And but some people were just like, "Hey, asshole, get off my table. Those are my chips." You know, like he does. Yeah, he's a. I heard he was a prick, and his fiddle player is a sexual deviant. So that's why he got fired. He was with boys doing something. Uh, one of their saxophone player, he died in a four-wheeler incident. I used to clean Carter Buford, their drummer. I used to clean his pool. Uh, now see now it's like trying to like brag, like caddying for Ric Flair and stuff. I've told that story a million times on stream because that's really all I have. Almost smoked a joint with Jacob Dylan. I wasn't cool enough to be in the room, but oh, that sounds like him. Yeah, yeah, I did hear he's been handsy with. He's like he's almost like the Jim Lee of music. You can't leave your wife alone with him. Well, I don't know. It's yeah, the Grateful Dead. It was at RFK Stadium, so I don't remember much. Um, but yeah, I've seen. I don't like Aerosmith. I saw Aerosmith live. I saw the Black Crows. Was with my mom's boyfriend. My mom's boyfriend played music, so I went to a lot of not lots. Saw a lot of music in the early '90s, mid '90s. Um, but the Black Crows opened for Aerosmith and like pretty much blew them off the stage. Like there were people like booing them. I remember like 3 songs into the Aerosmith set list, some guy was like, "Bring those other guys back out here. You guys suck," which is true. I don't like Aerosmith, but yeah, I just Kiss their '80s stuff. If you go back and look at it, it started off with their manager doing a lot of cocaine, so they made like a progressive rock album that like an opera or something. It just didn't work out, and then they took the makeup off, and it really didn't work out. Yeah, I've seen Def Leppard. They played with some with REO Speedwagon and Kansas. I think Kansas and REO played with each other a lot. So many. Uh, the one group I wish I would have seen. I wish I would have gone to see Soundgarden when they got back together. It's a shame, man. Chris Cornell, like that's probably one of my because I'm a holdover. Like I was into the '70s and '80s rock, and then grunge happened. I was about 10, and so yeah, I've seen the Deftones. I saw them in Arizona. Uh, was that song "House of Flies"? I used to date a chick. It used to be one of her favorite songs. Um, yeah, but I have a very eclectic musical taste, and people think the way I talk, like I don't listen to country music. I mean, I did, I have, I can, but I don't really like it. Especially now, it's like rap music now. And there's a very specific window of rap that I'll listen to. It's I guess from when I was in high school, but other than that, it got to the point where it was just like a terrible hook. They didn't tell a story. Like Tupac could say what you want. Like I could tell a story. Uh, Biggie Smalls could tell a story. Jay Z for the most part could tell a story. I guess I was never a big Jay Z fan. So like, yeah, I mean, I love prog rock, man. I got a Rush poster over there. We've had Snuggy, you and I've had probably discussions on Genesis. And I like Genesis. So wait, that's who I am as a creator, I guess. But like this is just a channel for me to come on and like talk about shit. Um, I figured everybody's really bashing the Superman movie. Like it's very polarizing, you know? People are either really loving or hating it, and they're like hating they're it's kind of gay, like they're hating each other for liking it or hating each other for hating it. It's, like I've seen like these are prominent YouTubers and stuff, and like they have shows dedicated to pop culture and like movies and stuff, and he's like, man, I can't believe it. He's like, what fucking movie were you watching? And like, dude, come on, dude, just let somebody enjoy it, or just uh, it's just always wanting to be right. You just always want to be right. Like, I don't care. Uh, yeah, and the Jurassic Park thing, people were like, oh my god, they got like a retarded, what was it, a Rancor? I'm sorry, I'm not a Star Wars fan. It's a Rancor. It was like, it's a Rancor, T Rex. Okay, this is the, what's, eighth movie? Seventh movie? I mean, what the fuck do you want them to do? They gotta think of something. You think it's, oh, we're gonna have a super duper T Rex? That's probably gonna be the next one. Like, I mean, I don't know what you want. Like, I'm not a huge Scarlett Johansson fan. I don't think she has much acting range. Yeah, because she's just kind of like monotone all the time. But she's making a lot of money. She's a good get at the box office, I guess. I don't know anybody else who's in the movie. I've just seen the trailer. I've only seen still shots of the dinosaur they're talking about. So yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good description. Alien mixed with Predator. But didn't they already make an Alien versus Predator? So I don't know. I don't know. People can like what they want to like, and if you, but I guess if you make a living off of not liking things, but go for it. But it looks fun. It's like dinosaurs. Like that is a formula. Jurassic Park is almost a no. It's almost too big to fail, right? Because I know out of all of them, I have seen all of them. I think the second one of the first trilogy was at the Lost World or something. I barely even remember that. Like I don't think that was good at all. The third one everybody hated. I loved it. I loved the third one. Oh, the Spinosaurus and like there's a scene with the pterodactyls. Man, that shit freaked me the fuck out. And then the new one, I like the original Jurassic World, and then I guess the second one was like in a basement. And it's the third one after that that got a little weird. I can't. Was it Dominion or something like that? I don't remember. Because that's the one where like the Asian guy went on full on like Bond villain, had like long hair and talking about destroying the world or something like that. I don't know, man. It got a little loopy. But now it looks like they're going back to basics. I'm like, oh, let's go on the island and let's put a bunch of people trying to survive dinosaurs on an island now. Go. It's not that hard. Like I said with Superman, just all you had to do was watch a little Fleischer and a little Christopher Reeve, and that was it. Like Lex could have been handled differently. I get it. Like they're trying to update it. Like it's some people just realize I don't know if some of these people my age realize that this stuff isn't made for you anymore. It's not. So it's kind of like that demographic is you're outside of the demographic now. Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to say like you're too old, but maybe you're not young enough. I don't know. I mean, just let people enjoy it. Like, and I'm not going to step into the video game realm because I got nothing to contribute to that. Like, that's a whole nother world and conversation. But uh, like, I just want to see like some. I would like some more originality and some storytelling. But like the studios, hey, money is so tight. They don't want to take a chance on anything new. That's what they don't realize. And then I heard somebody the other day, it was like, "Man, I think shutting down movie theaters during, the pandemic, it might have been a mistake." I think a lot of things might have been a mistake, but, I think just the box office dollars, like these movies cost more and more, and the revenue, the ROI is not coming in because you're not keeping these movies at the movies. Like I said, how long will it be until Superman's available on streaming? Like, do you think they have some arbitrary goal like, "Hey, we need to get to 500 once we get to 500,000,000, stream it." But that's gonna be like it's gonna be a tough nut to crack. So, I mean, it's Hollywood's Hollywood's changed, and I don't think they know it. Like because there is a little bit of a renaissance type revolution that's going on. Like I don't know if the Christopher Nolan thing is it right now, like I said, but it's I think that there are true filmmakers that are starting to come up. Like eventually, this like I don't want to sound like a Mary Sue, but eventually, I think story will win out. Like there's got to be more story over substance There's got to be some substance to the story, but then I could be wrong. It could be just people were fascinated by pretty lights and hot women, I suppose. But I don't know. It's just like Superman. I don't know. I don't know if like we've put it too far on a pedestal, and like what Superman is to us isn't what Superman really is. But I know Superman is an instant. When you see that shield, it's one of the most instant recognizable symbols in the world. You can probably take it to any continent outside of like some buck ass naked pygmy tribes with bones in their faces. You know, any at least third world and up civilized society. If you show them what the Superman symbol, they know it's Superman. So much so that they probably don't even need to tell you, and that's why he. I will say that's the one thing I'm glad no James Gunn didn't do was tell the origin story. Like we don't need to know that. Like my 4-year old literally knows that. No joke. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's the Superman you got. It's maybe not the Superman you wanted. And more importantly, it's not Zack Snyder. And I'm not gonna completely shit on Zack Snyder either. Like Zack Snyder is okay if you put him in a box and say, "Don't go here. You can go here. See this area? Hey, boss, this is the gun line. Keep him right there, and he'll do it for you." But then when you take him and like take the leash off and then drop the chain, and he looks at you and then runs off, that's the wrong fucking answer. That's how you get was it that weird shit he made for Lunar Moon or Lunar? I don't know what the hell it was. Rebel Moon, that goofy shit. Uh-uh. Don't do that. And then just give him like, oh, this is the Snyder cut. Great, it's just an extra 2 hours of you getting to the fucking point. I'm sorry. But that's really all I get. Well, apparently Fillion's going to be in this Lanterns show, so I guess I'm going to go have to sail the seas for that. But I don't know. Like I just think at the end of the day, James Gunn was the wrong mistake. Like, do I think he doesn't get Superman? I think he kind of does, and that might be the problem. So I mean, like, go see it. I'm I I'm not saying I regret taking my kids, but there is some spicy language just because, like I said, I've had to completely refrain from all cursing around my children for the betterment of their uh I don't know, the betterment of their not being in trouble because I can't stop cussing any other time, and they'll take that to school, and my wife's gonna look at me and say, "What the fuck, dude?" Which is kind of ironic. So, but I don't know. That's it. That's all I got for tonight. So we just do 90 minutes tonight. That went by pretty quick. Almost ran out of things to talk about until I remembered that I don't know. James Gunn is James Gunn. Like I don't think why nobody should be shocked at what they see. So like, oh, I can't believe it was that. No, you kind of you knew who you knew you saw you read the resume. You knew what you were getting yourself into. But but I think at the end of the day, all the political angle is just it's a non-starter. There's your average person isn't gonna read anything into that, especially the whole conflict with the two countries. They're just gonna be like, oh yeah, that's what Superman would do. He would try to stop a war. Well, of course, that's what he would do. And we just unfortunately we live in that society where they would ask these stupid questions, be like, oh, what were you thinking? Well, yeah, that's and I think maybe in that regard, maybe he did get Superman at his core on like how he sees the world. Like he did get that right. There's just a lot of other things where I'm like, bro, you gunned it up. Like you put too much shellac on the on the coffee table. There's too much glitter on the shirt. Like you just went overboard. It's just too much. You didn't have somebody telling you no. But that's what happened when you get to command that kind of control. You get what you pay for. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's not Zack Snyder. So boom, there you go. But I don't know if you're watching this. You can leave a comment, I guess, and tell me I'm wrong. I'll read it. I suppose. I guess. Isn't that what I'm supposed to say? I don't know. But but one day, like I said, it's not. It may be. This may not be the Superman you wanted, but it's the Superman you got. Yeah, I guess I'm wrong. Yeah, that's fine. I hear it a lot. But right now I have the microphone and you don't. So I guess you're just gonna have to listen to my opinion and not read the chat replay, which is not gonna exist unless you downloaded it, I suppose. But who's gonna do something stupid like that? But ooh, jungle drums. I don't want to. We're gonna get off on a tangent. I gotta go. But yeah. No, I don't even know how to send anybody the link right now. I guess it right here it says invite guests, but yeah, we're gonna do that one day. We're gonna baby steps, folks. We gotta build the nacho cheese fortress here, right? There's too many fucking blue diamonds in here. I'm gonna have to get people to crash in with some red triangles. So we're gonna have to get this settled. I will not, I will not have you fuckers turn it against me. I will not. There will be no mutiny here. Yes, we will. When it's not 11 o'clock and I have to be up at. Oh man, I gotta get up. I gotta do the man thing. I get up and go to work early and stop by Bucky's and get a breakfast burrito, and then work a couple hours and go mow the lawn and have a few beers. And then right. I and I might finish. I might read some more of this ROM, but I kind of want to save it for the beach. But like, honest, good recommendation. It's starting out fantastic. Everybody, you have a good day out there. If you're sweating your ass off, try to be cool. If you're too cool, get hot. Well, what beach? Oh, we're going to Outer Banks. Maybe. I don't know. Sometime. Yeah. Nags Head area. Yeah. So anyway, it's a jungle out there, everybody. So cut your path. See ya.